Alright here, top 10 2017 project list. Wanted to get on this while the year is still young. So the top 10 projects for here is number 1 right here. I just moved this stove over from over the other side. I'm not sure whether, it appears that it was used a number of times, but I'm not sure it was used here. Just the way it was set up over there. So this was a better spot. I'm going to keep my bench over here warm. It's going to take a lot of work. I'm going to have to brush the whole outside of it, paint it, clean the inside, and as well as get a flue set up going up through the ceiling. So that's number 1, get this thing set up. So this will allow me to be able to work in the shop here, even in the dead of winter. Right now, well, this morning it was 15. It got down to below 10 last night. So we've had some really cold days for us. Anyway, that's cold as we get up here. That's hit some records. Number 2 on the list, that is if the weather is sufficiently warm, is to get these posts in. These are 2 posts for a gate up in the front. Our neighbors have a gate, but as yet we don't. So I want to get a gate put in to give us a little more security. I've got the posts here, and we just used a cheap agricultural gate. Let me show you that. Okay, there's the gate up there. Very inexpensive, light gauge, actually steel. So I'll be actually pulling this down and starting to paint this dude up so the weather gets a little bit warmer, or I get the stove going in here. That'll help a great deal. So the gate's going to go right across here. It's big enough to go across the road, 12 feet across. Simple, and it'll have a automatic door opener on it, which I'll have to, wire some wiring. I'll have to dig a trench all the way through here. But first, get the posts in, get the gate on, then I can worry about the fun stuff. Project number 3 has been staring me in the face for some time. It's our travel trailer. Poor thing's been here since, well, we lived in it for 3.5 years, and at the end of that we had it was terrible. We had rodents got in underneath the floorboards, and it's got like a decking in between the bottom of it and the floorboards, so it got in the vent system and all that, tore things up. I had to gas them, get them out of there, and we had left for a weekend, and boom, we ended up getting a storm that dropped the degrees down to below 10. Came back, all the pipes were burst in it, so got to rip it all apart, replace pipes, replace the venting, redo the roof. So there's a number of renovations on that. We would like it, well, I always have it ready for a bug-out vehicle, but also be able to take it, go up the coast. We'd love to go out and go up the coast. Well, not at this time of year, but when it's slightly warmer. That's number 3. Number 4 on the list, changes to our garden, both the upper garden and the lower garden. The upper garden, which we're up here right now, we're going to get some pipes put in. Getting some drip systems, rototilling things up a bit, adding amendments because it's an area that hasn't been developed yet. Do the back to Eden method. Get a lot of wood chips and cover it with wood chips. And the lower garden is pretty simple. The lower garden, cover the whole thing with bird netting. So I've got the fence on both sides. I need to extend the fence on one side, and then I'm going to wrap bird netting going all the way across the top. Number 5 is fencing phase 1. Basically going off of the gate off both sides from the posts. I'm going to extend the a fence just out a little ways, some barbed wire going off in each direction down to the blackberry area, so it's a little hard to get past the blackberries. Just out a little more protection. I have had people trying to break into the pole barn. Luckily we have some protection, and as well as good locks on it, so they tried to bend the locks. Number 6 on the list, watch the sunset. Oh, no, that's not on the list. That's for every day. And I've got these drains that come out right down there. You see this little post sticking up. There's a drain over there to the left, but that one, very little water, because that's actually from the greenhouse. But there's actually a big drain right down here, and I need to carry that pipe, go all the way down the hill. Probably need to at least go a couple hundred feet. It'll probably be like 300 feet down the hill, so I need a clear path. Go down. It's very steep. I'll have to run a line down, and I have to cut the blackberries. on the way down. So that'll be a ton of fun. Also behind the back porch, all the drains there are now just pouring down over the hill. And I need to couple all 5 of those drains together and run one line down that goes all the way down to the bottom of the hill, also to reduce erosion. I had done so on the drains of the pole barn already a couple of years ago. So those coupled together from both sides of the pole barn, they wide down into one line that goes all the way down to the bottom of the hill. Number 7 on the list, kind of a stem to stern reorganization of the pole barn. Oh, we moved in here, I had to get cracking on the house. I built the bench, I built the miter saw station, set up the table saw and the router station on that, and just a few of the other elements needed here. The bench here was actually here already, so I just had to set up my tools on top of it. It's really pretty skranky bench. I want to redo it at some point. I really don't like the peg hooks. I prefer using my nails and screws and making custom configurations to hold everything. It just works for me better than pegboard. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But the big thing is like reorganizing all over here in these areas. I just had to stash stuff in there. There's some junk I could get rid of. I didn't know whether I needed it or not. And I'll start burning up some of the wood scraps back there and just go through the whole thing. I've got some shelves that were folded up. Get those out, installed. So, like I say, stem to stern reorganization. Really looking forward to that. And number 8 on the list, this is the back of the pole barn. You'll see there's a door right there, a sliding door. I want to put a awning that goes above that sliding door, that goes above that all the way across the back of the pole barn, extends out. Part of the area behind here already has concrete in it, about half of it, so I want to extend the concrete out. But initially get the posts in, get an awning put in back there. I do have some things stored back there right now under tarps. Okay, here I am at the back of the pole barn. Number 9 on the list is get a trailer pad established. This is kind of right out in this area, just to the right of that wood pile there, about it's about 5 feet over. You can actually see a stake back there. I'd staked it out earlier. It's going to make it double wide, but it slopes quite a bit. Drops off the back. It's about 3 feet. Actually, I think it's 4 feet lower in the back corner than the front corner. And just get the pad ready and set it up to where I can build a structure over the top. So that's number 9. I've been wanting to do that for quite some time. I don't like the trailer in the pole barn. It's taking up all my space. I don't like that. Number 10 on the list. This is a boring one. Our whole attic. This is one of the attic accesses. I added another one. The house is so long. But I need to go up there and add lots of insulation. I didn't want to do that earlier. I filled in some insulation where they'd been pulled away and missing, but I did not want to cover the electrical. The electrical in this house was a mess. I think I've made enough corrections that I don't know that I'm going to be dallying with it anymore. So I think I'm safe now to blow in insulation. I'll have to run roll insulation around the edges so that it doesn't get in the vents, the soffits. And then, add at least 8 inches more of insulation up there. All right, so that's our top 10 list of the project for 2017. Now there be lots of other projects we'll be working on, and some of those we'll do some videos on. And we've got some videos coming up on some prior projects. Our 5th anniversary of homesteading was in November. So we got a video coming out very shortly on that. Don't miss that. That'll be a good one. Number of videos coming out. Stay tuned. RH here. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And looking forward to your comments. Where are you at? What projects have you got on tap? RH here, signing off. Hasta la Proyecto.